make it stop, or else my heart is going to pop. 'Cause it's too much, yeah, it's a lot to be something I'm not. I'm a fool.
Good morning and happy holidays, everybody. It's the beginning of December and it's kind of cold and really cold and kind of rainy but sunny. So we're having mixed weather here, but it definitely feels like the holidays. So today I'm having my cup of coffee and I figured I'll show you guys something I like to call my dark chocolate lava cake cookies. The reason for that is because, as you can see, we do have a few kinds of chocolate. And also because it kind of reminds me of the flavor of my chocolate lava cakes, which I've also uploaded and I'll link to the description box below. Also, the recipe and ingredients will be in the description box as well and on my website, which is still under construction. But let's get started. As you probably already got from the title, there is no butter, no flour, no oil, and we're not even using egg yellows in this recipe, which is great because it makes it a lower calorie cookie, and it's great for people who are allergic or choose not to or just can't eat flour, butter, oil, or egg yellows. So it makes it an all-around good recipe and very accommodating to those people that can't eat those ingredients. And to substitute the lack of that butter flavor, we're just going to use a little bit more cocoa than we would normally. But trust me, these are delicious. I made them the other day. They were gone in a couple of hours. And since then, I've been getting, when are you going to make more cookies? Did you make more cookies? So I'm making more cookies. Now, what we have here are 3 eggs. And like I said, the ingredients will be in the description box. 3 eggs, room temperature. We're only going to use the egg whites. Some cornstarch and a pinch of salt, cocoa powder, any brand, any kind is fine. Doesn't need to be some special expensive brand or anything. Powdered sugar, very important that it's powdered, as in not granulated, not fine. It needs to be powdered. Some dark chocolate chips, which I'm going to melt. These are 53%. And these 3 ingredients are optional but highly recommended. Now, the cookies I'm going to roll in the powdered sugar, and it's kind of gonna give that snowy effect, like it's been snowing on the cookies. So it's cute to go along with the dessert table. I'm gonna roll in these mini chocolate chips because just when you bite into it, it really just it hits you with that chocolatey, melty flavor. It makes it a little gooey, which is great. And the walnuts you could skip altogether. Sometimes I don't even use them, or you could use any other nuts you want. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to melt my chocolate chips in a microwave. Now it's going to take me about, I'm going to melt them 40 seconds, give them a stir, and 40 seconds. Just make sure you keep your eye on the chocolate, because once chocolate is burned, you cannot really salvage it, which means your whole batch will go to waste. So stir it every 30 seconds to 40 seconds until all the chocolate chips melt. Very important. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and get started and then I'll be right back. This is what it looks like about halfway through. Let me see if I can bring you in. It's kind of melted, kind of sticking, but you could see it's still solid. So another 40 to 50 seconds and this should be good. Be right back. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Mine took about 1 minute and 20 seconds. So I know you see some solids in there, but once you give it a stir, it's pretty much done and melted. And anything that remains, like these small chunks right here, will kind of melt from the residual heat from the bowl and the other chocolate chips. So we're good on that. That's the first thing you need to do because it needs to cool down before you incorporate it into your egg whites. So that's what I did there. I'm gonna just set that aside really quick. Also, I did preheat my oven to 350, which is what you need to do to make sure your oven's ready when the cookies are done. Now the next thing we're going to do is crack 3 eggs, just the whites, we're only using the whites, into your bowl, a good bowl because this is where we're gonna mix it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna use my hand mixer. And what we're going to do is our sugar that I mentioned before, we're gonna use half now and half later. So slowly, 1 tablespoon at a time. I have this. This is actually half tablespoon, but 1 tablespoon at a time. Once this is frothy, we're going to slowly incorporate half of this sugar, half, that's very important, into the egg whites, and I'll show you right now what that looks like. Okay, so you see my egg whites got frothy. It takes about just a few seconds for that to happen. Once it does that, while this is on a low speed, my hand mixer, I'm gonna add half of this sugar a little bit at a time, and I'm gonna put you guys on mute because I know you guys don't want to hear this, the noise of the mixer, but I just want to show you what the process is.
Christmas without you, I'll be so blue, just thinking about you. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree.
Okay, so I know I said hard peaks. What I really meant was soft peaks, and this is what soft peaks are. I mean, this is a good point. A little bit more will be hard peaks, and we're good with that. So it kind of holds its shape, but as you can see, it's not dripping down like liquidy, but it's not to the point where it's 100% stiff. So that's what we're looking for. Okay, so I'm just gonna set this aside. Then I'm gonna take the other half of my sugar. I'm going to put in that cornstarch and that salt. So just cornstarch and just a pinch of salt. I'm gonna put that in there and give it a quick mix. It's not coming out. Okay. And my cocoa powder. Like I said, not important what brand you use. I mean, you can use your favorite brand, but my point is you don't need to go crazy using like Dutch, for example, like Valrhona or anything like that. Okay, so just give this a quick mix just to break up any clumps and give it, just combine it so that when we put it into our egg mixture, it's not, you know, there's not just a chunk of cornstarch in one place. Okay, this should be fine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my egg white mixture that I beat all at once. I'm gonna add the mixture of the cocoa, cornstarch, and salt and sugar. And I'm just going to give this a quick mix with my whisk before I turn the mixer on, because if I do, it's gonna go everywhere. I don't want that. So just kind of incorporate it gently. You don't wanna deflate the eggs. You know what this feels like to me? If you've made macaroons, French macaroons, the egg white cookies basically, this really reminds me of that texture right now. Okay. So it's about all the way incorporated. Now what I'm going to do is beat it with my hand mixer, just for a quick second to combine it more. Okay, that's it. Then what I'm going to do is grab my now cooled chocolate, make sure it's slightly cooled, which it should be by now, and I'm just gonna add that all in. I know. I mean, do you see that? Am I in your way? Okay, that's all of our cooled chocolate. I'm gonna set that aside. I'm gonna move all this out of the way because we're almost ready to scoop our cookies. And that smell of chocolate is just killer. Okay, I'm just gonna mix this only until combined. You don't need to go crazy with mixing it. That's pretty much it. So this is our batter. Now this is where your options come in. I'm going to add the chocolate chips, but you don't need to. My bowl was warm, so it's like sticking to the sides. Did I lose a couple chocolate chips? Okay. So just mix in your chocolate chips and the batter at the same time. And trust me, at first it's like brownie dough almost, brownie batter. But then it really, when it cools down, it really just comes together really quickly. So you want to work quickly. Simultaneously working to not overmix the dough, the batter. I keep on saying dough. This is definitely not a cookie dough like chocolate chips or anything, like a chocolate chip cookie dough, but it's more like a batter. But don't worry, I'm going to show you how easy it is right now to scoop these. So this is our batter. Looks like that. Now keep in mind, you could also put in chopped nuts. That's always good. I like that. Chocolate and walnuts or chocolate and pecans is my favorite. Now I'm going to use a small cookie scoop. This is a cookie scoop, not an ice cream scoop. So it's the size about, I don't know, more than $1/2. So I just scoop it. Scoop. Try to keep them all uniform. And make sure your cookie sheet is nonstick. And then see, you just, well, you didn't see. So let me do another one for you guys. Now do these 2 inches apart, scoop, and drop. That's all. That's how easy it is. Now I'm going to show you the different simple variations that could be just so cute and really make these cookies. So you don't need to press these down because these they stay puffed, but they also flatten a little bit. So depending on how flat you want them, you might want to press them down. I'm just going to grab one walnut, well, half a walnut, and I'm just going to press it just slightly onto the cookie. And that's it. You could do that, or another option, which is a little bit messy, which now I'm wondering why I didn't bring a fork or anything. You scoop, same size cookie as you have been for all of them. You dump it. You plop it onto, this is powdered sugar. Then you kind of roll it in there. And you do kind of need to work with your hands here. It can't really be avoided. And kind of give it a push. And that's it. So these come out looking cracked with, it looks like snowed cookies, so it's really cute for Christmas or anything you're celebrating, really. Any occasion. is great for these cookies.
These cookies are great for any occasion, really. So, I'm gonna do a few of these. I'm gonna do a few each time, just because they're very, very cute. And if you're wondering if you could sprinkle the top with powdered sugar, just through like a sieve, it doesn't really come out looking the same, to tell you the truth. But if you could perfect it by all means, go ahead.
Walnut for this guy. Okay, these are what our cookies look like. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes and our cookies are kind of almost completely cool. I'm going to just lift them up. Yeah. So you could tell that they're done when they come off easy. You don't feel like they're gonna fall apart as you're lifting them. And that is pretty much our cookie. Okay, so our second sheet is out, which is our last sheet. This makes 26, I would say, the small cookie scoop cookies. This is what the inside looks like, which you probably can't tell from the video, but it's like gooey and it's crispy outside and you can see the individual chocolate chips. I bit that one, I'm not gonna lie. But here's the other half. It is so good, you guys. It's like, if you love chocolate, which I don't know who doesn't, there are people that don't, but I love chocolate. This is your chocolate cookie. It's pretty low calorie, a fraction of what like a regular chocolate chip cookie would be. No flour, no butter, no oil, all that good stuff. And this is rich. It's really, really rich chocolate. So it goes amazing with coffee, bitter or sweet. And it goes amazing by itself and with milk. Oh my god, you don't even know. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them on this plate. But really, they're not going to last very long. I know that for sure. Like I said, you could pop this in the microwave for 15 seconds. And it just becomes really gooey, but it's great even without that. And I hope you really try it, because when I tell you that this is really chocolatey and delicious but not too sweet, I really do mean that. Now if you do make it the first time and you find that it's not sweet enough, it is sweet, but some people like their pastries sweeter. If you find that it's not sweet enough, just add an extra half cup of sugar. That's as easy as it is. So I hope you try this recipe. I know I'm going to. I actually didn't even drink my coffee yet. So I would love to try it with that coffee now. So I'm gonna go. But you guys need to try this. When I say need, I mean need. Okay everyone, so this is the cookie. I do hope you try it. I'm going to be trying it for the holidays. It's extremely easy, very simple. I do take my time in the video demonstration just so you'll understand better what everything looks like as the process is happening. But this is actually a 2 to 3 minute video, 2 to 3 minute process, and it's really quick, really easy. You don't have to refrigerate it, and they bake beautifully, so you don't have to worry about it spreading out too thin or anything like that. And it's perfect because it's lower calorie and it accommodates to anyone who can't eat flour, butter, oil, and egg yolks. So do try it. Really easy, really delicious. And I just wanted to say happy holidays in case we don't see each other anytime until then. And I'll probably post other recipes though, so we'll see. And let me know what you think. Comment, rate, and subscribe please. and we'll see each other soon. So happy holidays, and I hope you have a good one. Let me know what you think.